Alright, everybody, welcome back once again. Another day, another useless video of us talking and complaining about something.
Woo!
I think that's a good motto. I think that should be our motto.
Talking and
Wasting your time since the day we created this YouTube channel. I think that's a good. I think
It's
that's
the
a
perfect direction to go.
perfect way. We'll just make you feel real valuable about your time.
Just how like school makes us feel.
Oh boy, school. So if you didn't know, because you probably didn't watch our first video, because, you know, way too much work to go back and watch that. Who would want to do that? Me and Zach are both currently enrolled at university, or college, or
College.
school, or money hole. Whatever
Money
you
hole's
want to
probably
call
the
it.
most accurate.
Yeah, money hole is definitely the most accurate. Whatever you want to call it, we're there
Being educated.
learning us. We learning. And I'm learning so much every day. I can tell you, before college, I was still me, but I didn't know as many things about things that I didn't think I was going to need to know about. Now, after college, well, still in college, I still feel the same way. So, not sure.
College better than high school though.
College better than high school. I will give you that. After 2 years,
Not money wise.
after 2 years of college, I will say I enjoy it more than I ever did my 4 years of high school.
In different ways.
In different ways, true. I feel like I'd
'Cause
love to go back to the easy living. Well, I don't even know if that was easier.
It was just nice because you knew everyone.
Yeah, like everyone.
And we also have a different point of view because we came from community college before going to.
Right. So community college, if you don't know, is like a low. I wouldn't say it's a lower level college, but they're
It's a
funded,
lower cost.
Right. They're funded by your local county.
Yeah, every county has a college that you can go to earn your associate's degree.
They don't give out anything higher. Like you can't get a bachelor's or a master's or a doctorate from them. I don't know what the international equivalent is, but they're a nice place to go.
It's a junior college.
It's a junior college. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. It's a great place to go when you want to save money, live better. Walmart.
So much money's saved.
Me and Zach both had the same mindset of the first 2 years are going to be boring classes that we don't have anything to do with our major anyway.
Gen Eds.
So let's just take them at like
cheap,
a thousandth of the price, it seemed like, and then after 2 years we transfer over to a major college or university.
Hey, we're a university.
Whatever, we're a college. I
Go
don't care.
profs, go profs, go.
Go profs, go. But now we're there, and we've been there for a couple weeks now, and I feel totally entitled to tell my opinion about everything after a couple weeks. I think that's fair. Do you agree, Zach?
It sounds just like how a college kid would
That's exactly
go.
what they would tell you to think.
College kids think we know everything.
We do.
Because we do, don't we, right?
Yes, we 100% do know everything. So, it's been 2 years altogether of going to some type of college. Yeah. What do you think, Zach? Is it all what it was worth it? Is it all that it's cut out to be? Is it amazing?
Well,
is it just like the TV show / movie / magazine / books, which I never read?
Okay, well, he's dyslexic, so that's why I didn't read.
Don't tell them. Shh. They don't have to
All
know
right.
that.
First of all, the media is a lie. That's another thing. We're going to go into that on a different day.
Jeez.
But is it what I expected? No, because no one informed me what college was or how to do it. I found out everything on my own, which I was not expecting to do, but we got there.
That is a very true statement. No one will tell you anything. First rule of college. You will show
one
up,
giant surprise.
and they will go, how don't you know how to do all these things? Why didn't you do these things? You're like, well, no one even kind of sort of mentioned it to me.
I mean, I didn't know I had to go to the campus. I didn't know I had to schedule my own classes. I didn't know I had to get an ID, a parking pass, where the buildings were. I didn't know if I had certain classes I had to take. I didn't know paying for textbooks. I had only heard of such things.
Yes. Yeah, textbooks are really fun. Everyone.
I just ordered 9.
I have actually only one this semester. I'm very excited about that, but that's because reasons. I don't like buying textbooks because I think they're the most useless thing on the planet. Right up there with, like, I don't know, what other obsolete technology can you think of?
Walkmans?
Walkmans, like, they're the dumbest thing. I hate textbooks. First and foremost, you get them, right? And they tell you, okay, you have to get this textbook. And you're like, all right, this person up here who's getting paid money, who I'm paying, would never lie to me. And then a month in, you realize, motherfucker, you lied to me. I don't need this textbook. You just write all the notes on the board.
That's what's on the test.
You never give me any homework assignments. This book was useless. So the more you go, the more you realize textbooks are a joke.
And honestly, the only time I see myself using my textbooks, and it's different for me because I'm an English major, they're giving me legitimate literature. It's not like it's a textbook. It's, hey, I'm reading Ralph Waldo Emerson. I need to read his material. Like,
right. And then for me, computer science major, so the majority of the courses where I actually want a textbook are the math courses, because normally a professor is going to assign you problems just like you've been probably receiving problems for your entire educational career. You need to see them. You need the book. But I find that most courses, they never use the textbook. Really, they just want you to pay $7 billion and get this book that you're never going to use. Which, thank God for renting textbooks. The day I found that out was the day I stopped buying textbooks. Actually, I don't think it was actually the first. I took a summer class right out of high school, and I saw the price of the book, and I was like, there has to be a better way. And I was like looking, and then I saw something about renting textbooks. I'm like, well, renting? And then it's like $20. You rent the book for the semester, and then you give it back. And also, don't rent through the actual college, because they're going to charge you an arm and a leg too.
Honestly, and Chegg, I mean, you know what? Free sponsorship to Chegg.
Yeah.
I actually found them during, it was Jersey Shore. I remember watching Jersey Shore, and I saw this thing. It was like, rent college textbooks. I'm like, well, I'm a junior in high school. This doesn't apply to me. And then 2 years later, I was like, oh, maybe I heard about these guys.
I want to do that thing.
And wow, many cheap.
Yeah, Chegg is a godsend. It is so much cheaper. I've never had an issue with them. They always get the books there.
Again, this is not sponsored. I mean, if Ella, if we get some sort of royalties or something, that'd be great.
If Chegg would like to sponsor us, we will happily have Chegg as a sponsor, because they have saved me.
But I'm not even lying, thousands of
dollars. Yeah, I was just about to say, literally, it's not like an exaggeration.
I'm not going full white girl here. Like they have, yeah. I mean, this semester alone, I'm pretty sure they saved me $700.
The one book I had to get, they saved me like $160 just to rent it. Like, it's like, thank you, Lord.
But I mean, that's one expensive. I mean, then tuition alone.
Tuition is expensive. Many money. You spend many money for college.
And the financial aid doesn't give you any. I mean, like.
Well, see, the thing about financial aid is, I went into it thinking, okay, I'm not rich, right? I know I'm not rich.
No one is.
My parents aren't rich. I'm gonna get something, right? I gotta get something, and I got zero, like nothing. And I was like, man, people must be like really poor if I'm getting nothing.
And that's the thing, because what I don't think what college people don't take into account is that it's not our parents paying. They ask us all these questions about our parents' income. Take a look at my income. Yeah. Take a look at how much I'm making each year, and if I can afford that. Because I can tell you right now, no, I can't.
The answer is no, I can't. I can't afford this piece of paper.
And like, just give me it in loans. Like, I'll pay it back. Student loans are so difficult. Between the FAFSA, having to fill that out like 8 different times because it never goes through the first time.
No.
Then having to get your tax information, so you can't fill that out, so you get your tax information. Then you need your parents' tax information and possibly your siblings' tax information if they're going into college, just for the FAFSA not to give you financial aid. But then you have to submit that to the school, and then the school tells you that they're not giving you financial aid, and you somehow have to take out a private loan, which I still don't know how to do.
Welcome to college.
I do, because people are.
And the whole way they'll look at you with a smug face of arrogance of.
Why didn't you do this?
How don't you know what you were supposed to do? Like,
you don't know how to take out $30,000? No, I couldn't get a $2,000 loan. So
$30,000. I don't even know how someone does that.
God bless. You have a talent.
God bless.
That should be your job right there, is getting other people's student loans.
Yeah, right.
Because it's amazing. But you know what I do like? I mean, we're just being pretty negative here about the cost, but I mean, a lot of people
at the end of the day, like, I don't understand when someone says, well, yeah, it's expensive, but like, so what? So everything, like,
you started this.
That's what it's all about. The cost is what, like, when it came down to determining what I was going to do after high school, the only thing I thought about was cost. That was it. Like, I didn't care how good your experience was, or oh, we're so great, we have this beautiful waterfall in the camp. Like, how much are you going to charge me for me to get this piece of paper? And yes, if you're going to say, well, where you get the degree from matters, all that kind of
No,
stuff,
it's about who you know.
it's never going to matter.
Unless you're getting your degree from Harvard or Yale, for the most
Which,
part.
by the way, you're not getting your degree from Harvard or Yale. Let's be honest.
I go to Harvard
Right.
because I bought a shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's about the closest that I had any intention of going to Harvard, was this shirt.
Yeah. And I didn't even get the shirt from Harvard. I got it from Ross.
Yeah, well, I mean, why would you buy it from Harvard? It's far more expensive. They got to charge you those royalties on the shirt. They got to figure out how to pay everybody, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, from an educational standpoint, I like college better than high school. I have definitely learned more. I mean, besides basic skills, but like for depth into the subject of study that I'm learning.
It's certainly nice how it's you get more time within the class. You meet less, but you get more time, and they go more deeply into each subject because it's course specific. You're taking courses that are directly involved in what
I'm
you're
not just
doing.
taking English. I'm taking
Right.
the English study of Romantic literature.
Which is it's certainly nice. It's certainly helpful. But I still think there seems to be a long way to go with just the way I feel like our generation of people is about everything on demand. Like we are an immediate gratification.
Yeah, we want things now.
We're I want it yesterday. Why isn't it here yet? Where is it? And as much as it's not maybe the best way to be, because some things you're gonna have to wait for in life. In many ways, college just makes you sit around and bog through things before you can actually get to what you wanted in the first place.
Like, I mean, why do I have to take a gym class? I took gym for 12 years. Why do I need one more one?
Why is a college
I can go out and
English major required to take an academic gym class?
I'm an adult now. Like I have. If you did not get the message through in my brain that running is good and vegetables are good and sitting on the couch is bad, you failed.
It's like too late. It's too late.
I am a lost cause at that point. There's no point in me going anymore.
No, you failed. You had 12.
And not even teachers, just me. This is me. Like this is a student. Like fine. Like if I don't like, I played volleyball in high school and I had to take it as a class.
Yeah.
In college. What purpose did that serve me? Beside the only purpose that served was that the education, the school got another $300 from me. Yeah. There you go, education department, take it.
And then it's really difficult to oversee the fact that they're gonna make you pay for these things that they require. If you want to say, well, they're doing it because they want you to be a more well-rounded student, right? They're trying to expose you to other things, not within your major. Okay, let's take that point.
I can understand that for some courses,
sure,
but not.
At the end of the day, I still have to pay for it. You're not going to give it to me for free, are you?
No.
You're not gonna be like, okay, yeah, here's this thing for free. No. I still have to pay to take this course. I still have to pay to go there. I still have to do all the work involved. How are you making this worth my saying, well, you know, why not?
Because I mean, for my major, I mean, I had to take 2 history courses, which I mean, I think everyone should have to take a history, like, because I mean, history repeats itself if you don't learn about it, plain and simple. But I mean, like, why did I have to take a music development class? Like,
right.
Again, it's not like this was an advanced thing where I'm analyzing lyrics and different like tones of songs. I was learning what a staccato was and what the A through G are the musical note, like things that I learned in elementary school. Like I didn't get any educational background.
And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is they're gonna make you spend your money on that. They're not gonna give it to you, right? They can't, right? They're college. They're a business. They're not gonna give you that. You pay for it, so you have to prove to me I need this. And I don't think they've ever proven to me, yes, you need to take these extra courses. They're going to help you in your development. No, you just want a quick buck, which it's difficult because at the end of the day, sometimes you sit back and you look at it and you're just like, what is this? Just like a way for you to make more money? Like, is that all this is to you? And I'm sure it's not, but it's hard not to think that way when you feel like every day they got their hand in your back pocket and they're just like, all right, well, we haven't quite taken enough. Or how about this? Mandatory orientation. You have to go when we transfer over to this college. Mandatory orientation. You have to go to this orientation.
$75.
$75.
Now I did some math.
What?
So it was $75 mandatory orientation just for transfer students. And it said on the website there was 100 slots available. There was definitely more than 100 people there, but we'll assume the 100 people go. There's probably more, around 200 to 300 people. 100 people per session, 2 different sessions. $75 a person, that's $7,500 per session, $15,000 altogether. Then there was an overnight one.
Oh, really?
There was a $175 fee for 100 kids. That's another $17,500.
Jesus God.
So, an additional $32,500 just off of orientations for 3 sessions. There were also 2 other sets of transfer orientations along with the mandatory incoming freshman ones.
And you had to pay for every single one?
Yep. Mandatory. It's mandatory you had to pay. It's not an option.
And I mean,
what if I can't afford it?
It just hurts. It really does just hurt my mind. Like, my brain is just kind of like, how does that make any sense? And again, if you want to argue, well, you need to learn the school, you need to learn all these things, fine. Why am I paying for it?
And also,
I'm going to pay in my tuition for most people's their salary. So don't tell me a day is going to cost them that much money. You just want to nickel me for more money.
If you're going to nickel me, can I at least have something that's worth it?
Yeah, right?
I was given... All right, we got to see where the dining hall was, and we got some of the food. Okay, that's advertising on their part, which, you know what? Good. Someone did their job there. They advertised the food that we're going to be eating there to try to get a meal plan out of us. Whatever. You gave us, quote-unquote, free food. Fine.
Right. Very free.
I did not get torn...
Actually, we paid $75 for that food.
Yeah, quote. But, like, we didn't get a tour of the buildings.
No, we walked around.
I was told I was going to meet with my advisor. Then I find out my advisor was in Scotland.
Oh, what a
shame. So I met with a backup teacher.
Darn. Not an advisor. Hey, $75 well spent. Well spent.
But we got a free t-shirt.
Ooh. T-shirt. You had that to your collection of t-shirts.
Also, during our assembly, you would think, oh, well, here's a little bit of history. Here's our graduating percentage. Here are things to do. Here are our clubs. No. We were told not to cyberbully. It's a crowd full of, at the youngest, 20 years old, and we were being told how to cyberbully and how not to cyberbully.
Yeah, $75 well spent. I'm glad they took that from us. Yeah, way to go, college.
If you're gonna make me spend that money, I want a tour. Let me see the dining hall food. Let me meet with my advisor.
I just can't accept the fact that needs to be paid for. That's a
I can see if you know what I understand.
Okay,
if you're gonna stay over.
Okay, sure.
That's different though.
But if you're going to make me pay for it, then make it optional. Just be honest with yourselves. We didn't need that. We've been to a college. We understood how it worked. They didn't tell me anything.
Again, this was a transfer session.
Yeah, they didn't tell me anything that I didn't immediately understand. I understood everything. I'm not a genius either. It's elementary school. That's what it is. It's elementary school. And at the end of the day, what did we end up doing? Going there a couple days before our classes started to go on our own,
information we needed.
Walking around by ourselves to find out where all our classes were and where the buildings were and everything like that. By ourselves. Because guess what? We're functional adults that are able to do things by ourselves.
And guess what? If we weren't, there's people we can email.
Wow. Wait, there's email? I don't under... Oh, and then let's just get the fact out there that college is slowly getting into the 21st century. It was a slow burn, but we're starting to see that, yes, in fact, computers are a thing that exists, and most people have them. But by God, has it been a slow burn. And I still, I mean, and I get it. I have professors that are older. They're still going to write their notes. It's what they've done for 20, 30 years, and it's what they're going to continue to do. But, I mean, I've had professors that are 70, and they've learned to use technology to improve the classroom. They've learned that these are things that they can use to help enrich the class, you know, and stuff like that. And yet I still have professors that just are like, yeah, I don't use any of that. Like, what? I mean, it's there. I'm paying for it. I'd like you to at least pretend to care. At least put up, like, the dates of when the tests are online or something. I mean, and again, I get it. They're older. They might not want to deal with it, and that's fine. But don't tell me that it's just such a big deal that you have these things, and then no one really is using them. No one really cares. In fact, our college, right? Not only do we have our normal, like, our what would be like a front end place where you can go see like what your classes are, everything like that. There's a thing called Blackboard, which I'm sure if anyone is in college, you know what Blackboard is because they have a literal stranglehold on colleges, and anything online is probably on Blackboard.
Yeah.
We also have a portal. I don't even know if you knew we had a portal.
No, yeah, there's the portal, there's Blackboard, there's e-learning.
So I have 2 online classes this semester. One of them is on Blackboard, one of them is on Portal. They are in 2 different areas, and both classes, in terms of like, they give you like a weekly schedule. Both schedules are located in different places. They don't interact with each other. They're in 2 different worlds.
Fantastic.
They can't even get the online stuff together. And I'm going to give them a check at the end of the month because I have to. Right? I have to give them that
And
check.
the thing,
I have to go get that degree because otherwise, like, what am I? What else? What am I?
And I just hate how it's so hard to get a question. Like, I want to get involved. I want to meet people at our school. Like, we're there for 2 years, and we're finally at the university we wanted to be at.
Wanted is a strong word.
Well, I mean, by all options, this is, I mean, essentially what our end goal was to be here. So,
Right.
I mean, I would like to meet people.
My end cheapness said, this
Yeah.
is where I'd like to be. What a lovely place you have there.
Yeah,
well, it's a trash can. Yeah, but that trash can's a lot cheaper than all the other ones. We're going there, boys. Pack your bags. But no, I don't think it's any real fault. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's any real, like, oh, God, like, it's the worst. It's not.
It's no.
It's totally passive.
And I think as I'm liking it more and more as I go. It's just it's so, I feel almost bad. I don't know if bad's the right word here, but I'm kind of saddened that you, me, and other people from the school, we take away from it that it's a bad place because of how things were handled.
Right.
Because things were not handled well.
No.
The transfer process over there really just did not make it any more welcoming. And we didn't feel welcome. But we wanted to go there. And I mean, there's things to do. There's battleship soccer, volleyball, clubs to join. But I mean, that's not what was promoted. And you would think, like, all right, these kids are already 2 years behind. Like, they're probably going to want to get involved.
And the cynic in me says, you didn't pay for your 4 years. We don't really care as much about it.
I definitely feel we can treat it that way.
They look at it like, we only get 2 years worth of tuition out of you. You assholes. You didn't come here for 4 years. You chose to go take the cheaper option. We really don't care about you. I mean,
well, for picking classes, we were put below incoming freshmen.
Yeah.
I think that and when they told us our GPA disappears, I think that was one of the most frustrating things. How did no one tell us that? Because it's not like I was the only one surprised. Like, there was a lot of people that were like, "What do you be?" I had a 3.9. That's going away. Yep, it's bye, gone forever.
See, I was fortunate of finding that out a while ago and just kind of like, oh, giving up. I mean, not giving up, but going.
C's get degrees.
You know, at the end of the day, when I transfer over there, it doesn't matter if I have a 4.0 GPA.
As long as it goes over.
It's gone. So most colleges, if you're transferring, if you do a kind of community to a higher level state school, most of the times it's going to be like a C minus transfers. I won't say everywhere, but for the most part, you can be pretty confident that if you get a C minus, it's going to transfer. And then I was just like, well, B's are fine by me. I don't need to try and get that 4.0 no more. I'll just coast right through and
but I mean,
punch my ticket to
I
Willy
really
Wonka.
hope. I mean, from my first week of classes, it was nice talking to people and like getting a feel of, finally, it's nice being in my major. Finally, I think.
It is. I mean, for me, like I was, again, we have 2 different worlds of where we came from. Zach was in a lot more just kind of general classes, whereas
because I'm a dual major and I only got to see my one major.
Yeah, I was pretty much already kind of in classes with people that shared the same kind of common interests. So for me, that really hasn't changed much. I think there's if like anything, I have professors that I like, professors that I'm like, I'll get through this, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I guess at the end of the day, if you're gonna complain about something, you then have to go, well, what's the alternative? And to me, the alternative is to. Well, a lot of people might not understand what I'm saying when I say it, but I think college should be valued less. And I'm not saying that we should devalue college or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that in the current state, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's treated as like, it's still treated as like this prestigious thing, but yet it's a common requirement, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting a high school diploma. So
you assume when you leave high school, it's assumed you're going straight to college.
Something has to change. We either have to say, okay, college is just extra education. It's just is this thing you're going to go to, or we have to go. Maybe we've overdone it. Maybe in efforts to do whatever we've been trying to do, we've overemphasized, we've overcommitted, we've gone too far, and we're at a point now where it's like you need to get a degree to be a garbage collector. Like, I'm sorry, not everyone needs to go to college, and yet I feel like everyone's being told you need to go to college, you need to do this, and it makes me wonder. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not the best to say you have to go to college. You need to go to college. Yeah, there's certain jobs that it's not even a question. You want to be a doctor, you're going to college. You want to be a pharmacist, you're going to college. You want to be a nuclear engineer, you're going to college. You want to be a civil engineer, you're going to college. You want to be a mechanical engineer, you're going to college. But I don't necessarily think it's everything needs to be that way. I don't necessarily think everything needs a college degree attached to it. I think there's jobs right now, even I feel, even computer science, I feel is one of those areas where I don't know if I need to be in college right now. I don't know if I should just be at home on a computer trying to make the next greatest Flappy Birds or Candy Crush or some stupid game like that. I don't know if actually being at a university is going to help me anyway. Same thing, I think there's a lot of majors where I could go, I see what you're doing there, but are you better off just going and getting a job?
With some of the sales stuff, I mean, I'm watching people. I work in a company where I'm watching people go through the hierarchy, and there's people above them with college degrees, and they walk in, and I go, you know what? I did great. You have your degree, but you don't understand how here operates.
Yeah.
Like how do you? Because I work at a place where they make glasses.
So it's a very beautiful job. It sounds so illustrious.
And like I have people who come in as managers sometimes, and they're like, "All right, well, let's do this, this, and this," but they've never worked in that field a day in their life. So how are you to tell me what I've been doing?
There's always a disconnect between upper level management and the ground working, and in the simple fact of like, if you work the day to day, you understand the operation inside and out because it's what you do. If you work on the assembly line, you understand how to assemble a product. When you're a suit, you're kind of end game.
Yeah.
You don't really care how they make the car. All you know is I need 1,000 cars by the end of the week because my projections say I need 1,000 cars by the end of the week. I don't really know if that's possible for them to do 1,000 cars by the end of the week, but I know that to me it's the best.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of that disconnect of what's possible and what isn't possible in terms of like if you're on the ground, you kind of have a better understanding of what the limitations are of the machinery and everything like that. Whereas if you're a little more above, if you're not as good, let's just say, you can kind of sometimes fall into the trap of, well, I want 1,000 of these. I don't really care what you got to do to make me 1,000. I just want 1,000 of them and run the machines till they blow up. Or just get what I want done. And then I guess it comes back around to, is college the best way to train people?
I mean, I think it depends on the person because it really
True,
depends on how much
sucks.
Because I could have someone sitting next to me who passes their quizzes, tests, and papers, and me who didn't do as well, but I retain the information, and that person next to me could go ahead and get that job because they had a better grade point average than me or something or a better school, and they didn't. They try to teach that material and they don't know it. I mean, college, yes, is needed, but that doesn't necessarily mean you know more.
It doesn't.
You were brought into an environment where more was taught, but that doesn't mean you were taught it and learned.
I think a lot of college is kind of supposed to be this area where you go through kind of given the knowledge of the past of people that have been there before of kind of the apprentice kind of working, but I just don't feel that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily feel like it does that. But at the end of the day, that's just what we've been living through so far. And if you want to hear more about whatever we decide we want to talk about, you should subscribe. Maybe leave a comment. Maybe you're in college. Maybe you're in high school. Maybe you're somewhere else in your life. Let's hear about how that's been.
This is definitely a subject we're going to go back to.
We'll definitely come back around to this because it's certainly something we live every day.
Yeah. Because, for next time in a college discussion, we have the commuter versus non-commuter. We're all commuters, so we could, if any of you were living on campus, just give us a little hint of how it is on campus so we could definitely compare it to what it's like being a commuter.
It sucks being a commuter, but I like saving money, living better. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.